And just like that, we're on Facebook, guys. Namaste. God bless. How are all of you? Happy Sunday. It's going to be snowing up here, so the notifications are going off, and, you know, the whole dusting of snow causes traffic issues. But let me get back in the swing of things here. It's still on the mend a little bit. Yeah, that flu's a pain in the ass. Pardon the pun. I mean, that thing really, it hangs around. You know, don't get me wrong. I mean, so, but it says you're more resistant to other strains, but you need the shot. Okay, but if the shot's only good for one strain, why would I need the shot if there's other strains out there? So, keep yourself healthy is my point. Just keep yourself as healthy as you can be. And a big part of that is going to be the mantra for America's Mentor this year. It's all about the inner core. The inner core, the root system of who we are. Now, a lot of people just want to eat the fruit, man. They just want to eat the fruit and not worry about the root. And they wonder why the same things kind of keep happening in their life. But I'm going to digress from that. I'm going to get right to the National Day of today, because right now, a lot of people are probably chilling. It's National Sunday Supper Day. I mean, we grew up with that shit. I mean, that was great back then. I should really push that narrative with my girls. But for some reason, time, I know it's an illusion, but Jesus, we're trying to make more time here. And that this will relate to a lot of you guys growing up, especially back in my old neighborhood. It's National Step in the Puddle and Splash Your Friends Day. You know, growing up down in the Hamden section there, we had a whole group of us. I mean, there was like 20 of us that hung out every day, literally. If there was school, no school, even rain, snow, we were like never home. And I remember it was raining one day. It was raining really hard one day, and we're all out, we're walking, doing our thing, and I'm jumping in puddles, man. And there was a girl behind me. I think her name was Alicia. I can't recall. Just one of the gang hanging out. And I kept splashing her. And she finally screamed, "Stop!" When I turned around, all her makeup, it was all running down her face, all her eyeliner. And back then, eyeliner wasn't as resistant as it was now. She kind of looked like Alice Cooper. But yeah, she let me have it. She let me have it. And out of the quote box today, as I'm getting some reminiscing here, and this is powerful from Jimi Hendrix. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. You know, peace is defined in Webster's as freedom from disturbance. That's the whole point of what I want to promote. I mean, this year, I'm going to share with Reels a lot of Eastern philosophy when it comes to absorbing peace, because when you fix the root system, you are going to harvest better fruit. A lot of us now are taking scraps. You know, I get it. I mean, we all want to be loved, but we're still carrying around the relationship from 15 years ago or the one from 5 months ago on to the next relationship, and we wonder why things aren't working out. Or the money never seems to be enough in our life, but yet we still think there's never enough, and you wonder why there's never enough money in our life. Because we're virtually creating more situations to take it away from us. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of fixing the root system, is giving yourself peace of mind. And peace of mind brings, and I mentioned this many times on America's Mentor, and, you know, little dribs and drabs here on segments, but I really want to focus on that because I'm going to present to you tonight what's called the spiritual switch. And when you truly transform, you'll start to understand that those little things that used to EQ or used to worry about are now gone by the wayside. And especially with like money. And you're going to start saying, well, you're not worried about this month's bills because there's an abundance of money, because there's energy is just basically money. And you focus on the abundance of it constantly and reiterate to yourself, there's plenty. You're going to find situations that are going to reward you for that. I'm living proof of that in so many ways. It has helped me in so many ways to truly understand that everything is energy. We're all made up of atoms, and all you got to do is literally match the energy, connect with the right atoms, and you are going to have what you truly desire. But you got to fix the root system. And believe me when I tell you, it's not just about letting go. You know when you're healed when you could think about that person and not feel sad. You know you're healed when you could think about the situation where you lost it all and now you got it all. And these things, you can think about anything all day long, but what you're feeling about what you're thinking is most important. That's where the root system comes in, because you're anchored into these old situations, but you're trying to create new ones. It's like buying a new car with an old mindset, because that old mindset is going to turn a new car into an old car real quick. And that's the beauty about life. It's us understanding, yes, indeed, things have happened to us. Yes, indeed, we are in this scenario of issues and circumstances that keep happening. Now I'm going to get to the root problem, pardon the pun. I'm going to fix the root, because from there, it's going to grow better fruit in our lives. So here we go. This is from Yang Mun, M-U-N, on Instagram. Great segments on Eastern philosophy, Chinese philosophy, and it goes into the fact that when you can clarify what's going on under the hood, when you can clarify and understand how and what's affecting your life, I mean, that this is where the few people really jump into. It's a deep, dark place. And if you can get to that deep, dark place, I was hurt a lot, and this person really hurt me, but I'm going to try to forgive that person. And you keep practicing that every day, it's going to happen. It really is, because you know that right now you're in a better place to make it happen. You're fixing the root system. You're expanding your growth. And to get to that point, understand the spiritual switch is your intentional state is your magnet. Remember that. Your intentional state is your magnet. If you remain bitter long enough, you will inevitably attract proof of that in life's unfair, in your situations, circumstances, and events. You will find yourself surrounded by people and circumstances that mirror your resentment, validating every negative thought that you carry. Does all this kind of sound, that's why so many people have a hard time with transformation, because it takes you, it will literally take you to alleviate half of your surroundings, because the part of the surroundings are triggering the old anchors, and you don't even realize that. He goes on to say, if you stay centered long enough, listen to that, if you stay centered long enough, in other words, in that new state of mind, if you choose to hold your peace, you will begin to witness how the universe quietly aligns in your favor. And I can attest to that. I can attest to that in so many ways. Was change hard? Yes. Was it necessary? Absolutely. For who? Myself. Because, I mean, you got to realize your life depends on it. Your life depends on literally your peace. That's why peace is such an important factor in your life. However way you create it in your life is totally up to you. But you can think about shit all day long, like I said. But as long as you're not feeling about it. Peace is when you're truly in that feeling mode of abundance, love, and caring, and who you are as a person. I can't tell you how many times I say thank you all day long. I'm literally muttering under my breath, thank you. And it's really because I practice it. And mind you, peace, you got to practice. I mean, you can't just say, you can't do a Jerry Buddha here. And instantaneously, you're going to attract peace. It's a process. It's you absorbing that true essence of who you are and aligning with that essence every day. A good mood is not a mask. There you go. A good mood is not a mask. It's not a naive attempt to pretend that everything is perfect. It's a sacred refusal to let temporary chaos dictate your permanent state. I'm going to read that again. Mind the stuttering, the spittering here. A good mood is not a mask. It's not a naive attempt. Remember that. It's not it's not an attempt to do something that you're not used to pretend that everything is perfect. It's a sacred refusal. It's a sacred refusal to let temporary chaos dictate your permanent state. In other words, you're choosing something different. You're choosing a different state of mind. And there's a heading in Scripture in Mark 13:12. For those that have, more will be given, and they shall have abundance. This is what they're talking about. And for those who do not have, and I'm going to be precise here, I'm going to read the whole thing. For those that have, more will be given, and they will have abundance. But for those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away. What are they trying to say? In interpretation, this is brilliant. I love this. The ability to participate in the kingdom of heaven. Where is the kingdom of heaven? Is within us. It's our ability to participate and acknowledge the divine essence of who we are. And realize that we can create any kind of mood that we choose. And when you guys get to that point, you're tired and sick and tired of being sick and tired all the time because you're emotionally drained. Think about it. When you get home from work or whatever you're doing, if you're emotionally drained, that situation or scenario has virtually sucked the life out of you. This is what I'm talking about. This is where you analyze your situations in life and act accordingly to make it better for you. When people realize that, they'll realize why they're attracting the situations in their life. And this came from Alan Watts. I love this. And getting back to Matthew 13:12, for those that have, in other words, you have the kingdom of heaven within you. We all have it. We're all endowed with this. It's hard to believe. A lot of people have, looking at the world today, but realize that the world out there is 8 billion individual personalities creating the collective consciousness that we're living in now. We have the choice to either get sucked into it or to create our own world. That's why they warned us. Do not conform. And what are people doing? They're conforming now, meatball. They're all conforming around hate, divisiveness, and all these issues in their life that are literally destroying them. And they're anchoring more hate and divisiveness to the surroundings and the environment around them. Your choice, and you have this conscious choice every day. You can become a part of this collective consciousness out there of the billions of people, or hundreds of million, if you want to call it that much, that are stuck in this mode of killing each other. Then go right ahead. Or you can create your own world, as Jimi Hendrix was saying, and not worry about it, and creating your own peace in life. Because from that anchoring of peace, you are going to get these results from Alan Watts. And I'll leave you on this Sunday because the voice is starting to jack, man. I guess the flu's hanging around a little bit longer than I expect. I love Alan Watts. I love this man. I wish I could articulate his voice the way he comes across. And I'm going to try to say it with you guys the best way I can so you can go enjoy your Sunday. And remember that you have the choice every day to choose. What's with they tie in hand here? You have the choice every day to choose this life. Choose a good life for yourself. Alan said, you see, and this is great because this will show that you're transforming. I mean, that this is the exact, this is what you're going to be getting because you're enhancing the root system of your mentality, which indeed is creating a better reality. Alan Watts said, you see, the more at peace you become, the less you tolerate chaos. You stop explaining yourself to people committing to people committing to misunderstanding you. Does that sound familiar? I mean, you need to stop explaining yourself to people. You need to stop explaining who you are, what you're doing, and where you're doing now. I mean, just be yourself. You really don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Just be yourself. The right energy is going to connect with you. When you have to explain yourself, you're trying to explain to a different energy that really can never really connect with you. Does that make sense? He goes on to say, stop showing up in places that disturb your calm. And that was life-changing for me. I didn't put myself in situations or places that didn't make me feel good anymore. It may hurt, yes, indeed. But remember, your life, indeed, depends on it. You start choosing silence over proving your point. Distance over forced connection. He goes on to say, it's not arrogance. Remember this. This is not arrogance. It's alignment. It's you aligning with that best self and connecting with the other similar atoms in your favor. And when you start doing that, the money starts showing up, the love of your life starts showing up, or resemblances of that. And that's the beauty about life. You create your own opportunities because life doesn't happen to you. It's coming from you. So if you have this mindset of hatred like these other meatballs out there and causing all these issues, yes, indeed, you are going to attract more hateful situations. If you're in a peaceful mind and you're practicing that every day, you are going to attract peaceful people, situations, and circumstances. If you're an abundant mindset, you've raised your energy even more. You're going to attract opportunities, financial situations that are going to benefit you. And you're going to stop getting all these things that are happening to you the way you don't want them. You take control of your life. You take control of yourself. And you keep pushing that narrative every day, no matter what. Because there's going to be some friction at first, man. Because when if you're not used to doing something, you're going to feel stupid. Indeed. I can attest to that in so many ways. But perseverance is key. Persistence is key. Because remember, your life depends on it. He goes on to say, your energy becomes sacred territory. Remember that. Your energy is sacred territory. Your peace is sacred territory. Your ability to be the best you is sacred territory. You have to learn to protect that. And not everyone is meant to cross that path. Protecting your peace isn't about shutting the world out. It's about keeping your inner world clear enough to hear your own soul. That's the point. Your soul is trying to express who you are, and you're not letting it because you're letting the outside world dictate who you are. I can honestly friggin' tell you that if you let your soul, your divine being control your life, let it out of the box, man, I'm telling you right now, your life is going to change. But it's completely up to you to allow this to happen. Let 2026 be the year that you fix your root system. I mean, it took me years to figure that out. I didn't realize what I was doing. I was learning the motivation, the inspiration. Yeah, I was drinking the Red Bull of happiness here and there to wake myself up. But when I realized, as I kept doing it, the transformation is what naturally evolved from that. I said, wow, I had an epiphany. Shit, I changed. I mean, that's the beauty of you. You don't get angry at situations that made you angry in the past. You don't worry about people or what they think about you from the past. You don't even think about the person that you are. You're just being this best self. And life is presenting to you the exact mirror of who you are. So guys, happy Sunday to you. I hope this helped, man. Let this, even though it's a few weeks late from where I was supposed to start this off, let this be the beginning of the new you. The new year, the new you. 26 is where you're going to change the root system. Practice this every day. In other words, dictate who you are, ever mentally, verbally, however way you want to do it. I write it every day and however I do it. But I also reiterate it in my conscious thought and speaking every day. I act accordingly. You can't just write abstract words and expect your life to change. You have to become 100% of that person you've always wanted to be. So America's Mentor _radio on Instagram. Much love to you. And I'm on Threads now too, at America's Mentor on Threads. YouTube. Gotta love you guys, man. Hashtag America's Mentor. Follow, share, be inspired, be yourself. Be the best friggin' self you can be, man. I'll talk to you guys soon. You have a great Sunday for you.